Good morning. Happy Aloha Friday. Hope you're all doing okay or perhaps even awesome. We've gone through another week. Perhaps you have just survived, and that's cool. Perhaps you've thrived, and yay you. So, we're going to launch into things today. I'm going to give you a little preview of what we'll be doing, some of what we'll be doing in the Burlesque Bedroom series. And then if you're interested in learning more about the series or hearing more about why I decided that taking my clothes off would be a good confidence booster, you can join me afterwards. I'll start a new live so that everything, I can actually be at my computer and see and answer your questions. But yeah, I'll be doing that. So join me if you like. All right, let's get started. So starting out, one of the things that I like to talk about is a showgirl neutral posture, and that is having your feet about hip width, so you can experiment with either having them wider if that's more comfortable, or having them more close in if you want to get more of that hourglass look. This is how I prefer to be on stage if my legs are going to be close together. But sometimes warming up, you want a little bit more space. So about hip width is great. And we're going to have a soft bend in our knees. Try not to lock that out. Pulling the pelvis forward with the low abs and then letting it rock back. So I'm doing a nice pelvic tilt here. And then come to a center spot where your pelvis, your tailbone are pointing down more toward the earth. You're going to have a little bit of engagement in your low abs. Your booty is going to be loose, so it can wiggle and jiggle. It is not going to help with this particular thing. And then coming up to the middle part, this kind of waist cincher area, we're going to gently hug in our spine. So from the front, from the back, and from the sides. But it's not that like suck in your gut thing. It's like a gentle contraction to support your spine. And you might find that your chest relaxes a little bit when you do that, because suddenly you've got this whole girdle supporting you. We're endeavoring to keep our ribs over our pelvis. I know I say this a lot when we're stretching. It's true when you're dancing too. It's better for your balance. So a lot of times I find that people need to take their low back, here, let's see if I can do it, their lower ribs and slide them in alignment to make sure that you get this. A lot of times we lift our chest and we go like this. That is an extreme exaggeration. Or we put it forward, trying to stick our chest out, but really we want at least our low ribs staying nice and tight here. And then inhaling, lifting your arms up, take a nice big breath, bring your arms and your shoulders down, but let your chest stay lifted. So you're engaging your pec muscles, a little bit of your upper abs, you're making a nice long line here, and perhaps letting your neck and shoulders relax a little. So that's nice and beautiful, released, but this area is staying nice and lifted. And something to consider about showgirl arms, we want to have a long extended reach and a beautiful floaty feeling when we're extending our arms, or maybe powerful but not efforty. So we're going to use our lats and our triceps when we lift and when we lower our arms. So a lot of times in regular life we're like, oh, I'm going to reach for something, and it kind of comes from up here. We want to come from down this area. So using those muscles to lift and to lower, it gives a more controlled look, and I feel like this is one of the things that makes it look dancery, if you will. And our hands are going to stay nice and extended. We don't want to hold on to tension, and we don't want to drop unless it's on purpose, right? And we don't want to just like let them flail out there. We want to have nice long reach, and I have to think of maybe the fingertips painting the wall if I'm extending, reaching out so that everything is nice and long. And if you want kind of this, that's years of ballet. I almost can't not do it. But middle finger and thumb are kind of endeavoring to touch each other, and the other fingers are just staying long. So there's a little bit of energy in them, but not straining, okay? We don't want to hurt ourselves, and that doesn't look relaxed and confident and sexy. All right, so you can shake that out. That is kind of our showgirl basic posture. Now we're gonna step wide, and we're just gonna do some hip swings. So bending, side to side, just pushing out from one hip and the other, and my pelvis is rocking, literally. So my hip bones go up, 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 up. Nice. So we're warming up and juicing up here, but this is a way that you can do what we call a bump in burlesque. So if you just went to one side and then the other, bump, bump. And if you want more, you can grab your booty cheek on the side that you bump to, and that'll give it a little bit of reverb and some tightness. So if you were like, hey person, nice. And go back to a gentle swing. Yeah. And now we're gonna take it a little bit forward. So forward, release back just a little bit, kind of rocking front and back with the pelvis. You can do a front bump like that, kind of naughty. Nice. And now we're gonna start to take it in a circle. So we're gonna go front, side, back, abs are in, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side. Nice. And then circle it out. Yeah, getting into all those hip spots. And this is one way you can do a grind in the bump and grind of burlesque. Let's go the other way. Front, side, back, side. Make sure those abs are still engaged when you go back. You want to protect your low back. Nice, grind it out. And you can add some touches. A little bit of rubbing maybe. Make it fun. Nice. So that's a nice big grind that you can do. You can also start to make your bumps and your grinds a little smaller and tighter. So sometimes maybe you just have one person right near you and you just want to give them a little bump, right? Or a little bit of sass. To do that, we're going to bend our knees again, and we're going to use our obliques, these muscles on the side, basically to pull your hip toward your rib, going up. So up, 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 up. Yeah. It's a great workout. It's awesome for pulling your waist in and supporting your body. Yeah. So we're getting that going. Bumping up. Now we're going to take it forward and back like we did before. Just legs closer together. Spine still engaged. Is your core warm yet? And now we're going to make that into a grind. So we're going to go front, side, release it, side. Front, side, release, side. Front, side, release, side. Keep going and smooth it out. Keep your chest lifted. We don't want to cave in. And you might find that this is weird at first, or maybe there's not much movement. That's okay. It's a muscle training thing. Repetition really is the key. Nice. And go the other way. So front, side, center, side. Front, side, center, side. And smooth it out. Make sure you're not sinking down. I was starting to sink down. Did you catch me? So I love this way of doing a grind because I feel like when your body gets the motion, when you finally get used to it, it's really slinky and sinuous. So this is like really big and fun, and this to me is more slink factor. So fun to have both. All right, shake it out just a little bit. Sometimes that brings some tension. Let's stretch a teens. So one leg back, kind of in a really high but not too long lunge. So both legs are on the floor and both knees and toes are pointing forward. If you need more balance, go more railroad tracks instead of tightrope. And you can extend your arms up, pushing down into both feet, And tilt over toward the bent knee. Stretching out that side, that hip flexor. Breathing, shoulders stay down. Inhale, back to the center. Release, switch sides. Nice, come on up. Shoulders stay down. Pushing in, get your balance. Ribs in alignment with your pelvis, not poking forward. And then up and over. Pushing down into your feet. Ooh. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Isn't that nice? Doesn't it feel good? Coming back to center, release it. Nice, we're gonna do some more kind of gooey hip stuff, right? Because that's some of the fun slink of burlesque. So rotate yourself to one side. You're gonna perch one toe in front of the other, bend that knee, and you're gonna sit straight down. Don't sit out to the side. I know from personal experience, that will hurt. Sit straight down, and then we're gonna do that same oblique thing, but just on one hip. So we're gonna lift it up, we're gonna let it go back, down, even a little bit further, so maybe you bend it a little deeper, and pull it forward. Back, down, and then we start to circle it. So that's a pretty fun move to get going on stage. Highlight your booty, right? When you do it, frame your booty with your hands. You don't want to block it. Make sure everybody can see what's going on. Yeah, and then try the other way. Often one way works better than the other for people. I'm better at the back hip circle, but it's good to practice both. Nice, release that. Switch to the other side. So sinking down a little bit, back, bring it forward, bring it forward. So if you've seen belly dance, you might be starting to feel like some of these moves are a little bit familiar, and that's accurate. A lot of our burlesque moves, classic burlesque moves, come from belly dance. When our muscle dancers, as they were called, first started to appear in the performance scene, some of them actually from the Middle East and other parts where belly dance originated, but some of them imitations. Ooh. And now you see my stuck hip. A lot of early burlesque performers would go to see these shows and they loved the movements. They didn't really know technically how they were done. And they wanted to be really saucy. So they just kind of hoochied them up. Nice. All right, release that. So, some fun hip circles. Let's warm up our spine, and we'll do a little bit more of upper body stuff. So, do spread out your feet about hip width. Nice bend, and we're gonna push our chest forward, come down, 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 release our head, booty up, and roll it up. Lovely. And again, knees do not splay out or knock in together. Stay nicely spaced to stay stable. Chest out, booty out, drop it, booty up. One more. Well, it looks like I might need to come up with a hair flip. Here we go, using the upper back, hair flip. Roll the shoulders, one back at a time. Nice, and go forward. Nice, getting some space in the upper body. Obviously, I like to pedal my knees too and just wiggle as much as possible. All right, so preparing to do some chest shimmies. We're first gonna work on just sliding our ribs side to side. So sometimes it helps to really bend your knees and put your hands on your hips so they have something to do. Roll your shoulders up and down, and we're just gonna slide one side to the other. So kind of pushing that way. Nice, and smooth it out. muscles in your chest. Nice. And then let's come forward. Forward, and then concave it back a lot. You can release your neck. Forward, maybe you look up, and release. Forward, and release. Nice. Just for fun, we're gonna make a circle here. Push your chest out to the right, back, right. Yeah. And then roll it around. Don't worry if certain parts are stuttery and less smooth. You can go slower there and get into all the spots. Nice, let's go the other way. So first, a little diamond. Breathing, and then circle it out. Don't worry here if your hips and other body parts start to move. Since we're not belly dancing, we're not so concerned about isolating different body parts. And as you train, that might happen. You might be able to isolate one more than the other if you want to. All right, so getting into a chest shimmy, first we're gonna cross our arms so our hands are kind of touching the tops of our shoulders. And you'll notice your elbows end up being kind of out in front of you, right about where each nipple is. So remember that. We're just gonna go side to side, rotating. So one elbow, then the other elbow. One elbow, other elbow. Maybe go a little faster. Okay, remember where that elbow was placed. So it's an elbow comes forward, right? Or a nipple comes forward, and extend your arms. So my arms are a little bit in front of me. They're not totally side to side. That restricts my chest motion quite a lot. And on stage, it makes you look like your arms are falling away from you. So we want to keep them out a little bit. And I'm lifting underneath, like I talked about before, lifting here to give structure so that my chest can start to wiggle more and more. And it gets smaller, but I'm still doing the same motion. Rotating side, 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 side. Keep your under your arms lifted, hands relaxed. Nice. This is a way you can twirl tassels. Release that, big arm circles. Breathing. Coming back the other way. Much motion as you can get. Nice. All right, so chest shimmy. Let's do a booty shimmy. So bending the knees again, and we're going to push our quad back behind us, kind of trying to touch the wall without fully locking out the knee. Okay, we don't want to fully lock it out and we'll hurt ourselves, but we're going to go back, 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 a little bit faster. Your belly might jiggle, your chest might jiggle, your booty might jiggle, everything might jiggle. It's all good. Keep going faster, maybe a little smaller, faster, 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 faster. Keep going. We talked about this being a great warm-up if you don't have time to do very many things. This is a really good way to warm up a lot of your body. You can drag your arms up yourself if you're going really well. You're feeling good. Give it a nice glide. Up your face. Come on down. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And release. All right. So that is one way to do a booty or a hip shimmy. There are lots of them. I like that one because I feel like you can do it for a really long time without a whole lot of effort. Now you know my secret. All right, let's stretch our arm across. Shoulders dropped. Extending. Breathe, maybe let your chest settle. Release that. Other side. Ooh. Beautiful. So we've done some bumps, some grinds, some shimmies, some fun little circly things. We're going to throw a body roll in here. going down. So I'm gonna go sideways so you can see what I'm doing. And so we stretch our chest a little bit. We're gonna push forward, chest, and then we're gonna let the chest kind of go up over a bar while the ribs come forward. And then we're gonna let our belly come forward and then tuck it all back down. So up, 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 and tuck, 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 up, 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 tuck, up, and tuck. And you can see the pelvis is kind of the very last bit. I'm gonna switch sides so I can do it more and not hurt my neck. You're welcome to do the same. Up and back. So I'm doing a really large one. So it's really obvious what I'm doing. You might not do as large of a one in burlesque. It might just be like a little one, right? And you might come down and then go into a grind. Something like that. Kind of saucy and fun. All right, let's stretch out our legs a little bit, and then we'll do a couple little leg moves. So nice wide stance to start. Let's bend at the hips, coming forward, and you can stop stretching on your thighs right here. If you have more space, you want to come down to your shins, that's cool too. If you have even more space and you want to come down to the floor, go for it. Spine is long and extended wherever you are. Nice post body roll stretch. Nice. Come back up. And wherever you are, let's bend the knees, rotate. So we've got a side lunge going on. Very nice. Extending our back leg 90 degrees. In the front here, legs staying over where the foot is, not poking in or bending out. Nice, straightening that back leg, get a good juicy stretch in there. Maybe all the way down to the Achilles tendon. That feels good. All right, come down a little bit further if you got it. And you can set that knee down. Nice. Ooh, that feels good. All right, so let's just rock forward and back a little bit, getting a little bit of juice in there. Movement really helps with that. Beautiful. And then keeping our pelvis lifted. Maybe you push your hands into your booty. Keep your chest lifted. Maybe you want to extend, reach up. A little bit more forward. If you have it, as long as your core is engaged and you're not dumping out. Right? We still need to keep that going. You actually get a better stretch when you're engaged, and a safer stretch too, because your muscles will protect you from overstretching when they're engaged. Oh, nice. Release that. And now let's go back. You might need to sneak your foot forward so you can get a stretch. I prefer to flex the foot here. And I really get the whole bottom of the hamstring. Yeah, that feels good, right? And let's rock a little bit forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Lovely. Stretch out your chest over your leg and see if you can come down a little bit here. Knees and toes pointing up to the ceiling. Ooh. Nice. So chest coming down, head stays nice and long. We're not trying to get our nose down to our shin because we want to keep our back nice and long. Beautiful. Come on forward. Let's rotate, rotate, rotate. Back to center, or get thou. However is comfortable for your body. And we're going to rotate to the other side. And come up into a high lunge. Or come down into a high lunge if that's better for your body. Nice. good to stretch. See if you can straighten out that back leg. Ooh. Yay. Nice. And then down, 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 down. Release your knee. Top of the foot on the ground. Check in, make sure you're nice and lined up so you're not hurting yourself. And then maybe pushing in or extending up. Whichever feels good for you. Good stuff there, huh? Nice. Release. And then let's come back, 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 back. Check out if you maybe need to sneak a heel forward. Whew. Releasing. Check in and make sure your hips are level here. One's not poking up. My left hip tends to always want to be higher than my right. And it causes a lot of tension. And let's rock forward and back. Still breathing. 'Cause breathing is good. Nice. And let's come for a little bit more of a stretch here. So back staying nice and long. Maybe give a little bit more space. Lovely. All right, let's start to rotate around to the front. So both knees stay bent. Bend, 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 bend. Nice. Coming center one more time. Come on down where it's good for you. Maybe your head rests on the ground. Pushing into your outside legs. Getting a stretch there. Nice. Inhale up. Let's heel toe in a little bit. Bend your knees. And come through this fun stretch. Yeah. And bring it on up. Heel toe it in. All right, so I'm going to show you a little fun leg stroke. Nice way to showcase your legs when you're dancing. So, and hey, it's a sneaky stretch and core exercise. The first way we're going to do it is to have our back leg bend only, and our front leg is going to stay straight. So I'm kind of, I'll tilt a little bit, maybe that'll work a little bit better. I'm going to bend my back leg as I keep my chest lifted and just stroke down my body. Nice. So bending, booty sticks out, and come on up. Again, booty sticks out. Nice. If this hurts your knees, don't do it. No use being hurt. And let's swap to the other side. What a fun way to showcase your gorgeous legs. And get in a sneaky stretch and core exercise, right? Because you're keeping your core engaged and you're keeping your chest lifted while you're doing it. Nice. All right, now we're gonna try it with a bent front leg too. So some people like this better, some people it feels more stable and good in their bodies. Do what's right for you. It's fun to have options. So we're gonna stick it out and then come on up. Booty out. Come on up. Booty out. Last one. Yeah, let's go to the other side and do that one. Don't be afraid to give eyes to the screen. So chest definitely stays lifted. Core is engaged. Nice. All right, so there are some fun showgirl moves to incorporate into your warm-up and a little preview for our class. So come on down, 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 down. Bend your knees, walk it out. Down to tabletop. We're gonna do my favorite weird body roll. Roll however is good for you. adjust because I know what's about to happen, and it's not that kind of a video. All right, so palms planted, roll your shoulders, elbow pits are forward or at least pointing into each other. Tuck your toes, booty, 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 booty up. Push back to your downward dog. Enjoy that stretch. Release your neck. You can pedal your feet if you like. So nice here, right? Push it out. Come on forward again. Rotate over to one side. Well, it looks like stretch is gonna go a little bit longer because I want to stretch more, so I hope you do too. We're gonna come forward here, so if you need to keep your knees bent up for your comfort, that's cool. Otherwise, we're pushing them into the ground, trying to get the whole bottom of the leg into the floor. We're gonna stretch up, long, chest coming forward. And you might stop here at your shins. You might stop, sorry, these are your shins. You might stop at your thighs, your shins. You might have more space, but your neck and spine are gonna stay long, whatever you're doing. Breathing here. Inhaling, maybe get a little bit longer. Exhale, fold down a little bit more. And as you can see, I have my legs spread out a little bit, so I have room for my body to come through my legs. Do what you need to be comfortable. Nice. And now go ahead and point your toes. A little bit of a different stretch. Keep your legs pressed into the floor. Nice. Inhale it on up. You can release that. Let's roll back to a straddle. Adjust as you need. Maybe you need to wiggle and make sure both booty cheeks are totally on the ground. Nice, so sitting up nice and tall. This might be your stretch. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders dropped. That's super cool. Inhale, exhale. Start to come forward. Stop where your spine starts to bend. Maybe you need to wiggle on the way down. That left hip of mine really likes to hang on to things. So sometimes I gotta wiggle to let it know it's cool. You can totally release, it's fine. Breathing here. Looking for the softness in it. Sometimes when we're stretching in crazy ways or things that are tight, we just focus on the tightness. So find where it's soft and see if you can let the softness grow. Expand into other areas. Point your toes here. Move your goddess cards if you need. Point your toes. See if you can waggle down a little bit lower. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Release it back. Let's put one foot in front of the other. I happen to have my right foot in front. If you do the awesome stacking foot on knee thing, you're welcome to do that. Just make sure that if you're doing it, your feet stay flexed and both booty cheeks stay on the ground equally when you do that. Inhale and come on forward. Again, long spine. Wiggling, breathing. Inhale it on up. Sit center for a second. We're going to inhale, exhale, rotate from the waist to a side. You can use your back hand behind you to help push your spine taller and your front hand to give a little leverage so you have something to rotate against. But don't strain or push yourself too hard. Shoulders stay down away from your ears and relaxed. Breathing in all sides of your ribs. Front, back, sides. Maybe down low and up high. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Let's lean back and swap legs. Flex your feetses. Inhale tall and exhale forward. Inhale, so you can extend a little bit. Exhale, a little bit down. Both booty cheeks evenly on the floor. Feet are flexed. Inhale. Exhale up. Center yourself. Inhale tall. Exhale, rotate. You rotate a little bit more now. Still breathing all around in your ribs. Nice. Inhale, exhale, forward, release. If you like, you can lean back and release your legs. Straighten them out, wiggle them. And let's just rotate, drop ear to shoulder on one side. And you can add a little bit of weight there if you like, not pulling, just swaying. And if you want even more stretch, press your palm out and flex it. Sometimes when we're learning things, we carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. So it's good to check in and stretch out there. Release the palm, straight up, and ear goes to the other shoulder. Add a little bit of weight if you like. And flex that palm if you want more stretch. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Looking for the softness. Beautiful. Release the palm, release the weight. Now we're gonna kind of claw our hands and go up under the base of our head, kind of along that occiput line where the hair kind of meets your neck. And we're gonna lift up and then gently tip over. So our elbows will kind of be a weight, but first we're going up. So, coming up, give it a lift, and then forward, and your elbows close. Releasing, softness expanding, keep pulling up. Lovely, release that. Head comes back to center. All right, now, if you so choose, you are ready to dance. And we are ready to pull a goddess card. So today, even though I woke up incredibly early, it ended up being busy. So I'm gonna thank Hathor for her message of receptivity earlier in the week, bringing that to us. I hope you received some gifts this week or allowed yourself to receive some gifts. Sometimes they're there waiting, but we don't realize it because we're too caught up in other things. It just takes us slowing down and being willing to accept for the gifts to arrive. Right? All right. Oh. Who is is our guide for the next few days, over the weekend, I suppose. Thank you, by the way, to those of you who have sent me messages about the stretch or commented and let me know that the stretch is helpful to you. It is such a treat to hear from you all. I really do appreciate it. I feel like that's a gift back to me. And hearing that this helps other people absolutely keeps me going. All right, here we go. So she is quite in here. Oy. All right, the heavy pull. Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Ooh, this is so fun. I love it. So many cycles of energy happening right now, right? Ups and downs, roller coasters. I'm feeling good right now because first of all, we just stretched and that was awesome. But also, I'm very excited to tell anyone who's interested more about our Burlesque Bedroom series, and I'm so excited to teach that because it really is my joy to share this saucy, sexy energy with other people. All right, Maeve. All of life is cyclical. The moon, the stars, and the very universe. Life inhales and then exhales again. So why should you be surprised or upset that you too have cycles? There are times when you feel energized, awake, and alive. There are other times when you feel isolated and shy. Your body too goes through pronounced cycles and changes. Celebrate these rhythms and embrace them as the essence of the lifeblood that courses through you. Meanings of this card. Female gynecological changes, such as starting menses or menopause, are an issue for you. Make time to rest. Initiate steps to alleviate depression or lethargy. Take better care of your body. Seek support for dealing with emotional crises. Allow yourself to grieve or take time off. Know that this lull won't last forever. A doorway of opportunity has opened up, and you need to walk through it now. The doorway could be the Burlesque Bedroom series, I'm just saying. Maeve is a Celtic goddess. She celebrates her femininity. Her sexual appetite is legendary, and she's been said to favor kings as her lovers. Legend says that Maeve invoked labor pains on an army seeking to invade her land, and thus she demanded that the battle cease during her menstrual cycle. Call upon Maeve for relief upon pain associated with feminine cycles, including menstruation, labor and delivery, and menopause. All right. What a fabulous guide. I feel like I want to learn more about Maeve and her incredible sexual appetite and also the power she had to use her feminine energy to change men's minds. It sounds really good to me. I like that. Thank you so much for joining me here today for this Showgirl stretch, this extended stretch. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit of the burlesque moves. And if you want to know more about the Burlesque Bedroom series, or if you have questions about that, give me just a couple minutes to swap over to my computer, and then I'll meet you over there. Have a wonderful weekend.